What is the best way to manage conflict? There is no best way.
There's so many ways.
It changes with the situation.
Many of us have run into situations where we get stormed in on by an angry student or an angry parent or an aggressive email. I really have to consciously make an effort to calm down and to respond in a Christ-like manner.
One thing I really had to do is make sure that I take the time that I needed before I responded to somebody who was upset. I need to make sure that I am cool, calm, and collected, coming from a loving place, and can explain this the best way possible.
Well, and I think every apartment complex is completely different. The way I manage mine is probably completely different from yours, but we can both be very successful in it as well.
If you respond right away, like, you're only gonna have harsh words, but if you allow yourself like that time to remember like where you are at, that you're a manager of the complex, you don't want to respond harshly to people, and that they're probably frustrated about something.
And I want to advocate for our students, especially with being on the property management side. Sometimes owners have rules where you're like, wait, why are we doing that? Or why are we jumping rent so much? And having residents know that you're an advocate for them also helps for residents to want to stay and to continue to stay there.
Like you're saying, I think it's so important to know where people are coming from. Life events happen that they can't control and we can't control, and just turn everything completely upside down. It's so important to show those roommates, hey, look at this other person's life, put on their shoes, you know.
I know, like, some people I've done it in the past too, not just with managing, where like, well, I can see we're both really worked up about this and we have a lot of feelings about it. Why don't we take some time and we can approach this in a really collected and clear way. So
you're not going to get a good response if you're both upset. And I think the students need to learn that as they're working together. You can't go, the two negatives coming together and think you're ever going to have a good outcome. Someone has to be calm. You need to be able to step back and say, okay, what would Jesus do?
I've had lots of times where, a parent's really upset and calling and super upset with me, and, I try to help them, and then they just hang up or whatever, and then they call back later and they apologize. I'm like, you know what, happens to all of us. So definitely don't be afraid to give them an opportunity and give yourself an opportunity to calm down, and so you can resolve it the best.